Hey everyone. So we just recorded a podcast with Hugo, Alex, and Claudia, who all work with Lugar, this amazing, beautiful property that you've probably heard me talk about in Costa Rica. Oh my goodness, it's like definitely my second home. I am spending a lot of time there this year and probably next year as well. I will say my horse Pluma is there, so that's always very appealing to be there. But the earth there, everything, the energy, the space is incredible. So I hope you enjoy this podcast. I've asked these people various questions on the animals and the environment and what it's like for them being there, etc. I would like to invite you on Earth Day to really receive from the earth, from the stars, from the galaxy, from the universe, from the planets, from everything. Like, what can we receive today that we were not willing to receive yesterday? So what if today was the day that you increased your receiving? So that's what I invite you to. And at the end of this podcast, please stay on because we have a little bit of footage of Lugar, some of the animals that they were talking about, and the beautiful trees, etc. Plus, also we have a really small excerpt from a call that I did that was literally called "Receiving from Lugar." I can't remember how much it is. They'll put it in the subscription notes, but it's a really good price. You can buy it as well if you want the whole full extended version of it. But it's such a beautiful energy. And we did a whole lot of energy pulls about receiving and being at Lugar and receiving from the planet and receiving from the earth. Just a reminder, you don't have to be somewhere in order to receive, okay? You can receive no matter where you are in the world. So please, at the end of this podcast, stay on and go over to YouTube, actually. Go to the YouTube channel because that's where you're actually going to see the images. You're going to see the images and receive everything, okay? So thank you for being here and happy Earth Day. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Choice, Change, and Action podcast. So you're with me, your host, Simone Milasas, and I think I have some very special guests on today for a very special topic. It's coming up to Earth Day, which is the 22nd of April, and Earth Day was created so that everybody could, I guess, honor the earth, etc. And for me, it's like take a look at what you're choosing with the earth and what action you could take. I also think that every day should be Earth Day, but hey, I'm grateful that people, start to acknowledge this on the 22nd of April. And I couldn't think of a better way to do this than to be talking about a place on Earth that I think is one of the most incredible energies, and it's Lugar in Costa Rica. So I asked for these three people to come on. So Alex, welcome.
Hi,
and
nice to be here.
And Miss Claudia Cano and Hugo is here as well.
Hello.
Hi.
So, and if you're listening to us and you want to jump over to YouTube, then you can see us. It's like so. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll have all the details in the subscription notes as well. But I wanted to let's start off, Claudia. You have been okay. Actually, can you tell the story about Lugar is a property that we have in Costa Rica that we are currently building a resort on. I think we're like 60-70% built. It's open. It's very much open. It's incredible to go to. Incredible for so many different things, for just being there, horse riding, the food, the people, the space, the birds, the animals, all of it and more, which we will get to. But Claudia, you were the person who actually found this piece of land first off. Can you talk to me about that? What was that like for you?
Oh my goodness, it was amazing because I was looking for a lugar like everywhere in Costa Rica. So I had like the opportunity to visit so many properties. And when I got to a lugar, the minute I got off the car, I just felt like the land hugged me.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. And I just felt home. It's like, oh my God, I finally got home. And it's been like that ever since. It's like Earth just telling us like, hey, you're home and we're here for you. Like Earth is here for you. It's like, welcome. And you know, like this huggy sensation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you. So
Yeah,
that's
there's a couple of times that I've been to El Lugar. The first time I went there for a longer period of time, it was 39 nights. And I did have a little bit of like, okay, if I need a break, I can go into San Jose. Like I can go somewhere different, like 39 nights in one place. Like I like to move around. 39 nights, I was totally fine. I was actually like so upset leaving El Lugar. It's like when those big gates open and you're driving out, and it's like, no. But I always know that they're coming back, which is really cool. But it's not an easy place to leave, I will say. And from that energy of it does have that capacity to have this big hugging of you. I'm going to ask you a question. What is your favorite place at El Lugar?
Oh my goodness, all of it. I just love all of it. I don't have like a favorite place. Each single part of a lugar has its own. I'm gonna say a not random word, but a word that it can have like so much on it. But every single inch of it has its own magic.
Yeah,
So
it does.
all of it, like it could be like even next to the treatment plant, like the water treatment plant, and it's so beautiful and it's so full of life, and there's so many birds and animals and all of it, all of it. I really don't have like a favorite place. I have like favorite trees, but a
Yes.
favorite place, no.
Yeah, I have favorite trees too, actually. I have favorite places there, but I do. You're correct. It's like every place is magical. Even up near the water tank, it's just such a different energy. Or even riding your horse there is completely different. Alex, so what do you do on with that with Elogar? Can you tell everybody?
Well, I do a little bit of everything. Right now, I do the tours, especially the bird watching tours. I also do the nature walks and transportation. So this is what I'm doing right now.
So, can you tell us some information about the nature walks and the bird watching there? Because I've spoken to you about it so many times, and the enthusiasm and how excited you get with how many different species we have, and everything is just like, ah. So, what is it that you've seen? What is it that you'd like to tell people about it?
Well, the we have two amazing places. Then I was talking to some people. Then it was so smart from Gary to plant the garden way before the construction, because now we have all those mature trees, where especially the fruit trees. Then we have in the garden. There is so amazing for different species of birds, especially because it's an opening area. And so for Serapiki, which is a great place for especially bird watching, because we are right next to the North Atlantic Biological Corridor. Then it runs Costa Rica from from Indio Maiz National Park in Nicaragua all the way to the Central Mountain Range, and we're part of that. So that's probably one of the reasons why there is so much things to see. And for the area, we have like 50% of Costa Rican birds. For El Lugar, I just listed a new one a couple days ago. We have 135 different species, which is a great number just for one place. And this is for the bird watching, because we have an amazing trail at El Encanto, which is 1 mile. It's a loop. And that's where we talk about the flora and fauna, and especially how important El Lugar is contributing to this biological corridor, because we are not next to it, we're part of it. And so we have one of the reasons why we have so much of this going on is because we are part of that. So I think that is so amazing when people go there. So whatever tour they will take, even on the horse ride, is just amazing to see all the wildlife you can encounter while you're doing those rides. And probably from my point of view, and being part of on tourism for such a long time, this is such a very different but beautiful place, and I people should come and see it, because we have something very special going on at El Lugar.
We do. What's the most thrilling thing you've seen at Elogar?
Tapir. Tapir is the biggest terrestrial mammal we have in the country. They are so rare to see. And like last year, we had one living at the construction at the hotel property, which is amazing. And she felt so comfy just to walk through us. And so many people have encountered with it, and she feels like nothing bothered her. So she feels so happy to be there. She goes from their feeding place to the mud bath, back and forth all around the property. And I mean, before El Lugar, I have seen in 20 years only one tapir, and now that
Wow.
Lugar, I've seen it so many times. And to me, because she is kind of a ghost, I like to call like that. So have it at
Mhm.
the El Lugar has been very amazing just to have her there, just moving
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I've noticed that the animals that show up as well, it's like they do, it is their home. I mean, it literally is their home, but it's like I mean, one of the things I notice is, and I'd like everyone listening to this to look at this wherever you are on the planet, is what if you acknowledge that you are a part of the ecosystem? Like I once went on this safari ride in South Africa, and the guy was talking about how so many people jump on the car, they go on a safari ride, and they just observe and they don't acknowledge that they are a part of the ecosystem. So if you start acknowledging that we are a part of the ecosystem wherever you are on the planet, like I'm in Australia at the moment, and across the road from the beach, and I've got all of the birds and the sounds and everything that I have here, which is different to Alugar, and yet all of the whole entire planet is so connected. We're so connected from the universe, from the stars, from the planets, and how the moon and the sun and everything. And what I notice is that everyone, as Claudia mentioned, everyone who comes to Elugar, including the animals, just goes, "Oh, yeah, this is my home. This is where it's at." And then for me, what I've noticed is there's not the conflict. You know how like when people, like stupid people, come in and start building or cities or towns or something like that around the world, animals disperse. Am I correct in saying it's almost like the opposite has occurred, that we've built
Totally,
and then
totally.
animals
Is
yeah. So what other animals have you seen on this side? Because I can't remember the name of the ones. They look like little rabbits, but they're not.
Armadillos.
uh,
Yeah, armadillos. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah,
armadillo.
well, we have a huge list, which is so amazing. Also with the twilight or night walks we can see a bunch of things that we usually don't see during daytime. But I mean, I can name it. I have a big list. We can go from forest rabbits, armadillos, tyra. We have coyotes. The guards on the other side of the property have seen the big wildcats like puma, jaguar, ocelot, jaguarundi, tapir, of course, sloth. I mean, monkeys, and going on the bird species, the macaws, parakeets, parrots, egrets, herons. On the big lagoon we have the caiman. So it's just so much wildlife going on around there, and they really feel like home. They love to be there. Actually, we have like all these creatures coming from other places just to stay at El Lugar, the hotel property or El Encanto.
Yeah. Do you know? Okay, I have a question for you. That lagoon that you're talking about, where the caiman is there just one caiman, or is there
No,
many?
we have one which is almost full grown for
Yeah,
caimans. There's like maybe 4 feet, like
yeah,
1 meter 75 centimeter inches, sorry, centimeters, and there's a bunch of other ones. At nighttime, when we do the night walk, when you light up the lagoon, you can see a lot of bright eyes on that lagoon.
that's what
So
I need
there's
to
for
do.
sure there's more than one. For sure there's
I
more
have
than one.
because every time I've stayed there recently, I've stayed in that the casa that overlooks the lagoon, and
Yeah.
Indalecio and I have a $10 bet. The first one to see the caiman. Do you know how many hours I've just sat there with a coffee in the morning and scanned the lagoon, and then you think you see one, but you're like, no, that's still a stick. That's not this. Looking for this, looking for this caiman. I've seen videos. Other people have seen it. I am yet to see it. So that's my win $10. So, Mr. Hugo,
Yeah,
can
yeah, no,
you
there's
can you
Hi.
explain to people? Well, you do a billion different things. Can I just say, these three people do a lot of different things in regards to Elugar. And so I am actually picking up the pieces from them that are in regards to the earth and the animals or something like that. But these guys, I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you contribute to Elugar, and all the staff at Elugar are absolutely incredible. Like from the bar staff to the electricians, construction, everything is just it's so amazing to be there, and it's interesting too to be there and have some construction going on, and it doesn't affect anything. It's part of the growth of it. So Hugo, I want to lean more towards your horse
Yeah, sure.
part of what you do rather than the financial side. That's not what we're here for. We're here for the animals and the earth.
Let's start to talk with numbers.
Yeah. So tell us about the horses at El Lugar.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm in charge of to do the horseback riding with all the people that visit us, and I think that it's very such amazing experience to have the different levels of experience, and to have this opportunity to give this kind of rides, because it doesn't matter if you are just a beginner and an expert, because going through the different trails that we have there, and as Alex already said about having this biodiversity around us, is such amazing connection, a communion that we can have it with through the horses. And as Gary always says, it's like the horses always are connected with the earth. So the contribution and the demanding thing that you have to be present. So I think that it's such amazing feelings that you can have it there and experience that for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that at the end of the maybe 2 times that you can try and do, and this is if this is your first time to doing this, you will feel more confident. You will feel it more alive, if I can say that, because right now you have more connection with something that contributes you to receive, to be you. You know, it's it's a miracle experience that we have. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And
I
I think that it's a very good way to invite everybody to
Yeah.
have that kind of experience.
And I feel totally confident. I was talking to a few people recently who have never been horse riding. I said, hey, at El Lugar, go horse riding, because you guys are amazing. Like the cowboys, you are so looked after, and the horses. And I feel so confident in saying to someone who's never been on a horse, you got this. Like they got you got this on this horse. And also, if you're, as you said, an expert horse riding, dude, they're going to show you some trails that will, that will excite you. I love it. It's so fun to go horse riding at El Lugar. I especially love going through rivers and with the water, and it's just like the diversity is incredible. The hills, mountains, I don't know what we want to call them, but all the fauna. And then you're riding along and you can hear the howler monkeys. The howler monkeys are one of my favorites because they sound like they're big gorillas, but they're in fact really little. It's like, but the noise they make is so guttural. You're like, oh my God, it's, all these gorillas. No, they're like howler monkeys. So we'll have links in the subscription notes to some of these animals as well, because if you're like me and you're not from one of these areas, it's so foreign. Like I grew up in Australia, and everybody always talks about we've got the deadliest animals in the world, surrounded by sharks or snakes and spiders. And I'm like, yeah, but we don't have like lions and tigers and, pumas or anything like that. So, or mountain lions. We have these. So you get very used to, I think, in where you were born, you get very used to the animals that you have. Like I know what it's like to sense a shark in the water. I also know when I'm hiking what to do with snakes. And I also know that it's, that energy of you're just brought up. It's like stomp a little bit, bang the tree so that the vibration, because the snakes will, go away. And so that's what you're brought up with. And also walking through long grass in Australia, which I think is the same in Costa Rica. I'm like, take a big breath. Okay. Walk or run through long grass rather than, whereas in New Zealand, there's no snakes. So you can walk through long grass and it's not there. But it's interesting the headspace that I think you go to from where you were brought up and what you get used to. But what if, as one of the things you just mentioned, Hugo, I love that you said when you're horse riding, you have to be so present. You do. You absolutely have to be so present. And what if, I mean, even right now, wherever you are in the world, it's like you tap into the energy of El Lugar, of what we're talking about here. But wherever you are in the world, it's like, what if you could tap into the energy of the earth, like all the animals, all the birds, all the lakes, the seas, the oceans, the mountains? It's like, what are you aware of? What is the earth asking of you today? What if the earth was asking you to receive? Because we always think that it's about us having to do something. What if it's more about what we get to be in the world? And there's one story I have at El Lugar. The last time I was there, because we would like to continue building El Lugar, so we have investments available, etc. If you're interested in that, ping me. But I was riding along, and it was on. There's two sides of El Lugar. One is where all the casas are and the buildings, etc. And the other side, which Alex mentioned, El Encanto, is just land that you can ride on forever and ever and ever. And we have cows, etc. there, and a lot of the horses are kept over there. But I was riding on the side that all the casitas are there, and this is area that you ride through in front of the casitas. And for me, there's two places on that side that I think have that energy of where nature spirits live and reside, you know. And as I was riding past, I always chat to the nature spirits, as one does, and I was just chatting to the nature spirits and asking about, you know, what else is possible. And I just had this energy, it was like delivered at me saying, you know, stop asking for money. And I went, okay. And I was like, what are we asking for? Like, what would it take for El Lugar to be, complete or it'll never be complete because we'll always want to choose something different. But what would it take to contribute to this? And I just heard this massive, like, receive, will you receive? And one of the things as I was writing, I went, wow, what if we misidentified receiving as? It's like we think it looks a certain way rather than what would it be like? And especially on Earth Day, if you look at this, but every day, what can you receive from the earth today that you weren't willing to receive yesterday? Like, what if you're willing to be so out of control that you are in communion with all animals and with the entirety of the earth? What's it asking for? You know, it's not really asking us to do so much. It's asking us to be. So what can we be on Earth Day and beyond that? And like that presence, like you said, Hugo, with riding a horse, it's like, what if we were so present with the earth every single day? And everything it doesn't allow you to choose that, where you destroy and uncreate it, right on good and bad, pock and pot, all 100 shorts, boys, perverts, creation spaces, and beyond. And that's the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement as well, which you can find out more at theclearingstatement.com, which will be in the subscription notes. We seem to have lost Alex for a second.
Yes.
Not lost. He's just disappeared for the moment.
Disappear for a little while.
Yeah. But if there's something else that you guys, Claudia, we still have Claudia and Hugo. If there's something else, Claudia and Hugo, that you would like to add with that reference of Earth Day, like what it is, either what you've received or what you would like to invite people to receive, is there anything else that you would like to add with this?
I would love people to receive them.
Yeah.
Because when you're receiving you, it's way easier to just be you and be with the earth and all the animals. It's like here it's a very interesting place because I could be walking and there's these lizards that just go away when perceive someone is coming, and they just sit there and look at you. It's like, hi, how are you? You know, it's just like you're just there and they're just there, and we're all just like neighbors, and we cohabit together, and we're just present with each other. So what if you're present with yourself and just allow yourself to introduce you to the rest of the world?
Yeah. Receive. Hugo, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think that it's like doing a question like what is required to do an update for the Lugar, you know, because that's gonna give you the opportunity to be as is right now, a space, you know, a space where the whole knowledge, the whole thing, the whole tools that you have right now, it can be such a potential things that you are using or doing right here for the area, for the space that the Lugar is.
Yeah. And I want to tell it. I think it's a bit of a funny story. Is the last time I was at El Lugar, and that day I was leaving. Of course, I was like a little bit of Dios mío, I'm leaving. Oh my goodness, And I was going on a horse ride on my horse, Pluma, right? One of the most beautiful horses in the world, by the way. And I was about to go on the ride, and I saw Hugo. Hugo's up there, and I knew that it was like time to start saying goodbye to people. And so I said goodbye to Hugo, and I'm like hugging him, and I started crying because I was just up with all the horses and the cowboys and everything. I was just like, oh my God. And I jump on Pluma, and then we start riding out, and it was so interesting because Pluma was just like, she started acting up and she started jumping and being all skittish. And I went, oh, I'm riding her crying and upset. And she's looking at me going, what the hell's going on? What did I miss? What did I miss? What's going on? Why are we upset? And then I went, oh, I'm sorry. And then I calmed myself down, and then I turned around and took her somewhere else. And I was like, thank you, Pluma. Because she's like, we don't need to freak out. What are we freaking out about? I'm like, because I'm leaving, don't you get it? But it was such a great lesson in being present with everything and not having to do trauma and drama or Dios mío about anything. It's like, because the way the horses are like, well, this is what's next. This is what's next. We're riding now, like what's in front of us, not having to, like I said, do the trauma and drama about anything. Alex, I know that you just disappeared on us for a second, but I was just asking Claudia and Hugo too, is there anything else that you would like to invite the listeners to, to access with El Lugar or the Earth, or anything that comes up for you? Anything you want to talk about?
No, I think we have an amazing place. Number one, the location of El Lugar. So I think it's probably one of the best locations we can have. We're close to everywhere, like airport, the beach, volcanoes, and so on. So we have this very amazing place, and just being part of that biological corridor, being part of that amazing ecosystem we have, and now even the hotel property is involved in that too. So it's bringing all that nature closer to us, so more people can really enjoy, and they, especially the ones who visit us, I think they really are in tune with what we have, what we're trying to show to people. And I think that is very nice about El Lugar, because all the people, all the staff, we have the same mentality. And I think that's when people visit us, it's not just the amazing rooms we have, is also the nature, the forest, the people, of course. I think we are creating a very amazing ecosystem, if I can call it that way, to bring so people, when they visit us, they can have an amazing experience at El Lugar, especially having the mentality. Then I think that everybody who visits us is just taking good care of our forest. Then and when you have that mentality, I mean, all the animals are coming back to the area, because probably, as you have seen, there is a lot of plantations close by, but having that kind of patch of forest helping to create more of this wildlife to come closer to us. And it's very interesting, because when you see them, they don't run away. It's like other places. They like to just kind of being seen from the people who visit El Lugar. So I think that is very amazing about that. And because I've been in so many national parks, so many trails, then you kind of look at for 1 second, and that's it. That's all you have from these things. But not at El Lugar. I mean, they just stay there, and they kind of willing for you to see them.
Yeah. I have a story, and I have to tell it.
Go for it.
So all our staff loves animals. Every single person in the Lugar loves the animals, right? So one day there were these people that love birds, like guests that love birds. And I was sitting there in the restaurant, and I saw a macaw flying. It was a green macaw. It didn't make any noise. I just saw it, and she just stood in a tree. So I went to the guests and I say, hey, there's a green macaw over there. Do you want to see it? And they were like, oh, we just asked for lunch, but yes, let's do it. So I jumped in the golf cart, and one of the gardeners were there, and we all like did this like little adventure of going to see the macaws. And the macaws fly to another tree that was closer and more exposed.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And they were there like for 20 minutes. And the guy
Wow.
took the most amazing pictures ever. And he's just like, oh my God, this is wonderful. And he went there to take the pictures. But the wife was like, well, this is his moment, you know. And then I leave it there with one of the gardeners. And I say, I'm going to go pick your wife because she has to see this. So I went to pick the wife. She jumped in the car. We went to see the macaws. And they were still there.
Wow.
And
Wow.
they were just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And
Yes.
it was amazing. And that's kind of the energy of all of us, the animals and us and everyone. Just like, we're here and we really enjoy each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what I love? Toucans, like, again, being Australian, you only get toucans on the Fruit Loop packet, you know? And it's like, and then you get to Costa Rica and toucan, you're like, oh my God, there's a toucan. But you see toucans every day. It's not like it's like a rare sighting. They're there every day and right out, and they pick certain areas that they hang outside those casitas or on that veranda, and they're there all the time. You can see them, you can find them. Like, it's not an anomaly. It's there. It's incredible. Hey, Alex, I know that the environmental stuff is sort of from my car rides with you from San Jose to El Lugar over the years. I've heard you talk a lot about like Costa Rica as a country and what it's choosing, where it's heading, and stuff like that. Is there anything you want to mention with that about Costa Rica and what they're choosing, and with El Lugar?
Yeah, sure. Well, in general, I think the country, it's a very good reflection of the Costa Ricans mentality with all this protection we started to do since the 1980s, that when we really changed our mentality to what we have right now. So becoming from 1980s, 25% with forest, because due to the deforestation we did, until right now, 2025, with the 65% of the country covered with forest. That's an amazing comeback in a very short period of time, but also is due to the government, people, and of course the tourists. That's because from pretty much the 3 million tourists who visit the country, over 80%, they come to do ecotourism. So, and that's something that we really like, because that's pretty much the mentality of the Costa Ricans, trying to see the animals, trying, to be close to them, and especially protect the forest. Because without, I can say, government and people, we can have that green mentality, but if we don't really have the clients, the people who's going to pay for all those trips or jobs, then we can put up into people, so nothing can be done. So I think that is something very good. Then we have all these people coming to visit us, and especially coming with that green mentality, which is what we want to expose. That's kind of our brand for Costa Rica, and the people come and really enjoy it at the El Lugar. And as you said, probably the property we have there is just amazing, because you always will see things. So, which is amazing, that have or being part of these protected areas, and even improve with creating even more forests for the animals, is just amazing. So having that kind of direction, I think, is very amazing, because we are just planting for the future. So, and I think that's something that we really like to show to people when they come to El Lugar, and they can see like we're moving forward in order to create more protection, to plant more trees, and people can really enjoy all these things that we have.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I love, we say that you can see something all the time, but you can also hear. One of my favorite things about staying at El Lugar is I sleep with my doors open, but the screens shut. I'm from Australia. I know, shut your screens. We have a lot of critters here as well. So, but I shut my screens, but that means throughout the night, it's the rain, the sound of, all the nighttime sounds are incredible, as well as the daytime sounds. And usually I wake up from howler monkeys, especially because they move around. And a lot of the times they're very close to where I have been choosing to stay lately. And you wake up to the howler monkeys, and it's so magical, absolutely magical. It's one of my favorite things, is to wake up with nature. And wherever you are in the world, it's like, what if you chose also, like in the morning when you wake up, it's like you are waking up with nature. Because if you didn't know this, trees sleep too, okay? So trees actually sleep. And it's like here in Australia, I wake up, I've got same thing, my door's open, but my screen is shut for critters. And I've got all these native Australian trees outside the front of my house. I've also got the sound of the ocean, the waves crashing, but I literally wake up to the birds. And I love, like, it's like, what if you could wake up with nature every single day? Because you are waking up with the earth. So what if you allowed you and your body to wake up with nature? It's like, what contribution could that be for you and with your body? Hey, there's one last thing that I want to talk about with you guys, unless you guys want to talk about anything else. And I think this might be a Hugo, Claudia question. I'm not sure who can talk to it. Is the way we've been, I want to just touch on the way we've been building at Lugar and with the environmental stuff. Because I know that, you know, one of the things originally, you know, architects came through and they're like, okay, we're going to, like, you know, cut into the ground and build these, you know, cement slabs and blah, blah, blah. And Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access Consciousness and very much a driving force for Lugar as well, was like, no, we're not doing that. We don't want to destroy the land as we build. And I'm just wondering if there's anything you guys can add to that, because for me, that's a very big part of what we can look at on Earth Day, what we can create around the world. Like, everything is possible.
Yeah, I think that we take it very seriously since the beginning to end that philosophy about that we don't destroy something just to build something else. We have a very careful about that, how we gonna construct something, and has to have this kind of harmony with the rest of the things that we are in the different lands. And there is just not in hotel, that is also a part of the Encanto. And we respect about how the wind, how the water flows, you know, and that's the way that we are building things right here. Yeah, and it has to contribute to the nature and the rest of the things that are already building right now. Yeah.
What are you smiling at, Claudia?
No, there was a bird since we started the chat. There was a bird right in front of us, standing in the little tree, like a bush, standing there and just looking at us, looking at us, looking at us. And when Hugo said that, like, don't disturb things, and he's like, allow the flow and the wind, he just came right in the window and stood in the little wood part and looked at us and then flew away. It was just
I love it.
Oh, thank you, guys. Bye.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. And there's a hell of a lot of stuff that we've been doing in that, from the water systems to, you know, everything. And it's like, it's incredible. But I invite you all to check out the social media, because there are some epic photos of all of the nature and the horse riding and everything that we've been talking about. And also the website, which is elugar.com. Lugar, just in case you don't know, means the place in Spanish. And we came up with that name from a book that Gary Douglas wrote, which I'm going to put in in the subscription notes. Some of my podcasts I did over a year ago. That one was actually at Lugar that I did with Gary Douglas, and I was talking to him about the place. And it's an incredible book. And honestly, you go to Lugar and it has that sense. Again, you don't have to be at Lugar to receive from it. Please get that, all right? Because I see a lot of people do this disassociation from something because they haven't been there. What if you just put it on your list of, like, yeah, I'm making the demand of myself, request of the universe, you know, that I go to Lugar, that I go to these amazing, beautiful places all across the planet. And I'm going to invite you on Earth Day and every other day. So what if you could take a moment, and I'm going to suggest 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes is not much. 10 minutes a day for the rest of your life, but let's give it for today and a week, because that's probably how much you'll do. 10 minutes a day, if you can, just go be with nature. Don't take your phone. You'll know when 10 minutes is up. Whether you take your shoes off, you know, like the other day I sat in my backyard and I have 30 pineapples and I had 12 banana trees, but now they've all made pups. So I have lots more banana trees, and I have coconut trees and an olive tree. And I just sat there in my backyard and I, like, held on to the different trees and just said hello to them for like 10 minutes. And the energy that nature and the earth is so desirous to give to us is so paramount when you take a moment to receive. So that's, I'm going to give you home play for the rest of your life, 10 minutes a day. Just be. I mean, even with the horses, like I love horse riding, but I also love just going up and seeing the horses and just being with them, you know? It's like, because a horse, when you're present with a horse and being there, it's like, whoa, any animal. Okay. So I invite you to have more of you, as we've been talking about on Earth Day and forevermore. So I want to say thank you so much, Claudia, Hugo, and Alex, for being here. Is there anything else that you want to say to the listeners?
Well,
sorry.
go ahead, Hugo. Go ahead, Hugo.
You're more than welcome to come and have this amazing and magic space.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, we're here to take good care of you, and I really hope a lot of people can visit us and just try this amazing place we have at in Costa Rica.
Yeah. Hey, on that, I just want to say, I know Costa Rica does this thing of like low, mid, high season, but can I say every month is fantastic to go there. And a lot of the times I think they base this low season on the rain. Can I say one of the most epic things to do is be at El Lugar, go horse riding, like be out there in nature, eat some yummy food, and then get a gin and tonic and sit on your veranda and watch the rain come down. Like that's also really appealing, right? It's like don't let the rain
Totally,
stop you. It's
totally.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So thank you so much for being here, guys.
Pleasure.
I will see you in September, October. I'm there for 2 months on and off. And everyone else, please, I invite you to El Lugar. I invite you to play with the earth wherever you are in the world. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll have all these details in the subscription notes. And again, thank you, Claudia, Hugo, and Alex, for being you and for being here today.
Pleasure.
Thanks,
Our pleasure.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
You do not have to be at El Lugar in order to receive from El Lugar. You can still receive from here. You can receive from the land. So if you are seeing any of these beautiful, amazing cameras that we have pinned here, or you can just shut your eyes and you can tap into the energy of El Lugar. Take a breath with your body. It's like acknowledge your body. Your body is here. Hi, body. And you, the being, are massive. You, the being, are infinite. You are everywhere. Wherever you are in the world right now, whether it's today or in the future, you have the ability to receive from El Lugar and from everywhere. The space, the ease, the peace. There is such a sense of peace here. I don't get that I've ever experienced the amount of peace here that I have anywhere else in the world. Okay, cool. So everywhere that does you haven't allowed your body and you to receive the peace, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, non, good and bad, POC and POD, all 100 shorts, boys, perverts, creations, spaces, and beyonds. What if you were willing to receive all of your capacities? What if the nature spirits were showing you something different? They were showing you you. So receive from all of the horses, all of the animals. We have so many species of beautiful, amazing birds here. The toucans, the woodpeckers, the big, beautiful orange and blue exotic butterflies, the howler monkeys, the caiman, the armadillos. Just allow yourself to receive in every molecule of your body. And just ask to melt any of the limitations, any of the judgments that you have of you, of anything, of anyone. What's possible in a world with no judgments to receive a universe of possibilities? I'm going to ask Merlin to turn up the sounds out there and I'll be quiet for a bit. Just receive everything. What do you notice? What do you hear? Even though you may not be here, what do you smell? What are you aware of? What joy could you be choosing? Can you choose? Will you choose? What would your life be like if you received ease with every choice you made? What contribution can you be for the earth? What contribution can you receive from the earth? Allow you, the being and the body, to turn it up, to turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Who cares what anybody thinks? Receive more than you've ever received before in every choice, in every molecule of your body. What's possible? Allow your limitations to melt away. They're not relevant. None of it's relevant. Stop making this reality relevant and start choosing beyond this reality. You are more amazing and phenomenal and brilliant than you've been willing to acknowledge. You're a billion times more aware than you've been willing to acknowledge. And here comes the rain. Receiving it all. What would it be like if you were standing out here at Lugar in the rain? How does your body feel? What do you receive? What magic and miracles are available for you today and every day?